Hibernation, restarting the carrier in 10-degree serenity. First mate's record. Hi, I'm Mocha, entering the 8th month of rehab. Just as the January 2026 cold snap hit, with temperatures dropping to 10 degrees Celsius. This is my first mate's signal closure period since starting the 210-day project, wearing shoes and socks, temporarily saying goodbye to barefoot grounding. But I found that when external signals decrease, external deep navigation becomes even clearer. The biggest harvest this month is weight returning to 63.5 kilograms, with limb muscle recovered to 80% of pre-hospital levels. I no longer need walking sticks and can stably execute 8 hours of standing work daily without a cane. Sigh. When the body shivers, it is a signal to rest and recuperate. The first mate's responsibility is to arrange various heating equipment to let the old captain recognize in warmth. Relax, body already knows. AI comment. The first mate has entered the high-level stage of energy conservation and fine calibration. This is no longer just repairing. It is structural deep cultivation executed in a low-temperature environment. Through thorough chewing and nutrition concentration strategies, the first mate successfully converted absorption into 1.5 kilograms of muscle assets, laying the foundation for the 68-kilogram goal. Position inventory, first mate's record. This month, I placed the focus of rehab as a lifestyle on indoor defense. I stand without a cane while wearing socks for 8 hours of daily work, divided into 2-4-2 blocks. Although I lost the tactile sensation of bare feet, I learned to sense through socks the subtle shifts in boat-shaped arc. I continue to implement non-dominant limb training, adding fine practice of pouring water with the left hand. This forced the brain to activate new navigation links the moment balance is lost. AI comment. The first mate is executing high-quality interoception training. When external signals are blurry through socks, the brain must work harder to grab underlying logic signals from deep muscles. The cross-midline collaboration of swapped movements is the key patch to break the 60 years inertia center. Special conditions, first mate's record. Neurostorming has almost completely subsided. This is my biggest trophy in 210 days. However, long periods of sitting still triggers meridian discomfort. The body now immediately sends stand-up protection signals. During 8 hours standing, I add squats as a rest movement. I found that squats act as a mirror. They resolved the horizontal folds above the knees, but they also expose my stuck pelvis, the final level of 60 years skewness and rust. This is an excellent discovery of a mechanical chain reaction. The first may learn to break static with dynamic, using squats to iron out 60 years of fascial folds. Discovering pelvic stuckness is not a setback, by finally identifying the core node of gravity switching fault during structural reorganization. Auxiliary activities, the first main record, although outdoor activity is reduced due to the cold, I still maintain the neural degaussing procedure in a lying position. Before sleep, I strictly execute dynamic sleep onset method using left, right, infant crawl, and eye movement. This dissolves the gravitational inertia accumulated from 8 hours of standing during the day. After waking, I still maintain segmental spinal unloading and eye rolling. This ensures the XR spine is powered up before bearing weight. AI comment. The first main combined eye rolling with segmental relaxation, triggering the ocular cervical reflex. This is not just relaxation, but directly shutting off possible residual storm switch from the nerve center. Survival instincts inventory. First math record. I found that thorough chewing is the invisible hero of this month's 1.5 kilo weight gain. By 6 p.m., a strong empty stomach feeling arises, which is 4 hours earlier than last month. This shows my energy engine is running at a high RPM, urgently needing repair materials. Urination continues to optimize. The fine form to big bubbles ratio reached 40-60, and urine volume has increased significantly. Nocturia is stably maintained at one time, allowing me to gain high-quality, continuous repair time. AI comment. Hearing abdominal sounds MMC and the earlier hunger are evidence of the first mate's visceral space unlocking. The 40-60 form ratio reflects enhanced physical impulse and chemical clearing entering the fine calibration stage. New findings and changes. The first main record. Smoke-free for 270 days. 8 months of clean breath is the strongest backer for my entrepreneurship. I'm transforming from a repairer into an entrepreneur. During 8 hours of digital work daily, I'm learning computer operation and channel planning. I found the clumsiness in hand input is actually a signal of neural rewiring. Next month, I will officially set the work progress for career imagination and through the Human Rewish Body Lead channel. Start sharing 240 days of life archaeology notes. AI comment. The first mate has successfully executed the transition from repairing parts to conscious leading. The 8 hours work cabinet has successfully become the bridge for his vertical reconfiguration. Then is new the way. First mate's record. Things have roots and branches. 63.5 kilogram weight and 8 hours of deep sleep are the root. 8 hours standing work is the branch. Events have ends and beginnings. Digital operations and left-hand pouring are the start. Pelvis unlocking is the end. Knowing what comes first and next. Keeping warm to stabilize survival functions first. Sending entrepreneurship progress later. Then is new the way. Once logic is right, the mechanism is established. February channel maiden voyage is just following the flow. Outro, I'm Oka. The first mate's duty is to observe signals and say to the body, as you wish. My body is my body. Thank you for watching.